if anything, but they seem to be really trying to push their matches out quicker. They're trying to hype matches more, get people involved.
Yeah.
But
I don't even like the structure as well now. Like they call it the NXT Cruiserweight Championship.
Yeah.
It's not 205s now. It's now they've taken that because they need more attractions, don't they?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, again, in more interesting times. I'm sure it'll be fascinating to see when the takeovers and AEW's pay-per-views go up as well, and see what happens there, because they'll be both Saturday nights. So because AEW have been doing Saturdays, so that's another thing there to look out for. Moving forward, Matt, have you seen anything from the new NWA? I say new because we're sort of going back in time in a time machine, but have you got to see any of the clips or any of the stuff that I showed?
No,
I had some clips shown me, and I've got to say, it's Billy Corgan and those guys, they've actually got a great concept. Basically, what they've decided to do is they can't compete with, today's stuff, so they've gone back to Atlanta. They're doing what you used to call like a studio wrestling show. So it's very small. It's a bit like Memphis. Did you ever see Memphis?
Yeah.
It's a bit like that. So you've got like an interview set up in one corner, an entrance and a ring. And there's more emphasis on the interviews. But if you watch the interviews, they're done like old school. Everything looks old school. They've got the old school banners up, the old school NWA. You've got Nick Aldis there, Kennedy's there. Got quite a lot of talent. Jim Cornette's commentating, which makes it all the more exciting, I'm sure. And actually, I think they're onto something, because everyone's going mad about it. It's only been 2 episodes into it, and everyone's been talking about it. And I think the reason it's worked is because they're doing something unique.
Yeah.
And they're not trying to copy or imitate anybody else. And actually, it's a good idea. I think if anything, TNA could do with some enlightenment like that when he came in. I know he was there for a while, but then he just took the NWA side of it away and went off. And it looks like a good show. I mean, they're not going out to conquer the world, clearly, but it looks like a good sort of show that's going to work. So I recommend anybody to check that out. You can get most of the clips now on YouTube. And Britain's own Nick Aldis is certainly, he's doing well. I mean, he's gone from strength to strength. I remember when he was on the indie circuits over here. I remember watching Dan Pizzi of all places, struggling at the time from his Gladiator days, and now he's you look where he is. He had that big match with Cody the year before, so they're doing well there, and of course they're still using the original NWA title, which is there. So if anybody wants to check that out, do. Gives us time now. If you want to email us in, where to go to, it's email@wrestleline.co.uk. That's email@wrestleline.co.uk. Go onto our website as well, wrestleline.co.uk. You'll be able to see where we're at, when we're at a few places this month as well. You'll be able to see all that. Plus, all our social media stuff. We're on Facebook @WrestleLine, Twitter @WrestleLine, and Instagram WrestleLine Channel. I want to thank everybody who's been subscribing and sharing all our stuff. And don't forget our YouTube channel, WrestleLine Channel. And we've got loads and loads of content. And brings us nice segue to the next part, Matt. I was, nice to have gone to a Towngate theatre show, very local show again, very last minute to sort of find this one out, but our very own Brian Dixon, who's probably the Vince McMahon of the UK, if you will, and he's been promoting for ages. This has been going next year, Matt, 50 years. Wow. What do you think of it?
That's a long
That's
time.
Through World of Sport. That's through the downtime in the 90s where we pretty much had nothing. But he's been around. He's there. This show, very carnival feel to it. It still exists, and there is something very unique about it, very special. I liked. You'll see it in the videos, but I liked the smoke machine that they used and the dark sort of imagery that they had. It was very good. And the actual venue of it was excellent. You'll see that in my rated episode of that as well. That'll be coming soon. But it was great. We had some people like Johnny Storm, who's sort of local Essex legend, really, isn't he? He's like been around forever, but still looks the same. And that's what I couldn't get over. I interviewed him, and I thought to myself, blimey, he's not changed one bit. I know the hair's gone, but for all that, he's there. And we were talking about his matches with Jodie Fleisch back in the day, very legendary matches. And of course, not that long ago, they were both in Ring of Honor doing the tag team stuff with them while they were over here. So I got to see him, got to see Phil Powers, who's another sort of legend, sort of Essex wrestler from our way. He's been going forever as well. And obviously there were other people there like Nathan Cruz. You'd have seen him on World of Sport. Man, there was a very, very big presence there called Big T Justice. I thought I was going to get squashed. My hands, as I shook his hands, like I felt like a little kid. It was like that, and yeah, he's a massive presence. I think I've seen him around. He might have even been at the Wembley show that we went to. Hello Wembley. I'm sure they got him in that Rumble.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he was there, but I can't picture it. But yeah, he's certainly got a lot of presence. He normally wrestles in Crew, I believe. And yeah, all these wrestlers from all over the country, and they basically do what we'd call like a circuit kind of promotion, basically. And they don't have a lot of cameras around because that's the point of going out to see it, so that you're not getting it on the internet. You've got to go out and see it. But I'll say they've always had the family market, Matt. We spoke about them last time. I know you didn't get to see it, which I'm hoping you're going to make it for the 50th anniversary show, because there's going to be big things there. So I'm hoping.
Like
I think that's in January the 19th, if I'm right. So. But yeah, I just want to say one thing about it. Brian Dixon, I got there early, as I always do to these things, and he was out front. He wasn't backstage or anything, and he was putting together all the things, like all the leaflets that go on people's chairs. He was doing all them, stapling them. Then he was putting like his own banner thing up all by himself, and I thought, he's still doing all these little things. He's still got the love for it. All these years, 50 years in or whatever. It's crazy. And I've got to say, he definitely commands respect from the locker room. When he came out, you could definitely see that. He's got a very specific style to the way he wants his wrestlers to be. Yes, he is in the family market, and I'm not going to lie, it's not always my favourite type of wrestling to watch, but there's a niche market there for it, and they sell out more than most. So it is a good show. Very carnival feel. Matt, I know you said you'd been there. I can't remember the last time you said you were there, but it's a nice variety there. I think that's the one thing I'd say. It's a sort of variety show of wrestling, isn't it? Sort of a mix up of everybody from the UK. Any memories from when you went, and any of the stuff that you've seen at some of those shows?
Oh yeah, it is one of those ones that probably, if you like wrestling and you like seeing it live, and you don't mind like it being just a smaller promotion, then you must have seen this company. They've been around so long now, and they work nearly every venue going. But yeah, I remember seeing them from when I was a little kid up until just a matter of a few years ago. I mean, I haven't seen them more recently than that, but a few years ago I remember, and there was old people there, young people there, and our mutual friend, he was there. So everyone can enjoy their show. I mean, like you said, it's not so much maybe for people of our age or adults and into the more sort of entertaining, like on TV stuff with the big pyros and all that stuff. Maybe it's not so much for them, but you can, if you go in a group, you'll have a good time with this. Yeah,
definitely. And so guys, I want you to check out All Star Wrestling. Go over to their site, and also check out the Rated show that will be coming out next week, and here and see what I gave that in score for that one. But I've got to say, it was nice to see some of the people there, and I'm actually really looking forward to going back in January now. I'm like super pumped for that. Talking of going to shows again, I know myself and Matt say this all the time, but we are very busy these days, and we've got a sort of a 3-day stint coming up. We've got Ring of Honor to start with, Bethnal Green, York Hall, and I know last time we were on here we said how excited we are to get back to York Hall. I know I am, and I was actually talking about that with Johnny Storm, the iconic building for the FWA back in the day, and they've got Rampage Jackson now on the tour, which should be pretty good, Matt. Heard a lot of things about him from, I think, when we went to Progress Super Strong Style 16. I think all the wrestlers, when they got asked this question, who do you think's the most underestimated wrestler in the UK, his name was like the top of it, wasn't it? He's been in the world of sport as well, so he's in. You've got Lena Austin that's now going to be there wrestling as well, and there are other matches. I know that Jeff Cobb is over. I'm quite a big fan of him. I know he was doing New Japan stuff as well, wasn't he, recently? So I'm kind of looking forward to that. So yeah, we do the York call, and the one thing we've been guaranteed, but we don't know who it's going to be, Matt, is we've got one interview, we just don't know who it's with. So we'll have to wait and see on that one, I'm afraid, for all intensive purposes.
Tables have been turned now. Usually it's us saying, stay tuned, we've got something coming up. Now we're left in suspense.
We're left in, and we're hoping it's, I mean, we don't mind who we interview in general, but obviously it is nice to have a little bit of a heads up.
Yeah, a nice little short list of people we would hope, but you never know.
Exactly. Cyrus Young is also in action with Joe Hendry in the Bolton show. So, of course, they're in Bolton, London, and I can't remember the third one where they're at. Are they back up to? Is it Cardiff? I can't remember now. I'll try and get this up now on my phone as we do this. I think we're trying to find them on tour. But yeah, Lena Austin, she's going to be up against Kelly Clean as well in Newport. That's where they're going, yeah. So
that'll be a good one
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will be good actually.
It's good that now they're focusing more on the women's side of things as well.
Yeah, that's something.
And they used to just have women of honour, didn't they? But now they sort of intermix them, didn't they? Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah, no, that is good. Especially for us, and of course, Session Moth Martina has actually signed a full-time gig with them as well. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, it kicks off on the 25th from London, and then from there they head on all around for the 3-day tour, which is good. Good to see them over here. We haven't seen them for a while either, so that's pretty cool. And as far as the matches go, there's not really a lot about sort of official matches that are coming up yet, so we're going to have to stand by on that one, I'm afraid.
I think that's because it makes sense, because they go like story driven mostly, isn't it? So
yeah.
If you haven't had a feud yet happen, why announce the match for it? Don't do a WWE, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. 7:30 bell time. So we're looking forward to going there anyway. So if anybody's there, sees us around, come up and say hello. We'll have the stuff with us. I think we've got good seats for that one as well, I believe.
Oh, yeah, front row. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So can't get better than that, can you?
We might get dived on by someone or something.
Yeah, that'll be me and Matt.
Wiped out
after the interview. We won't be able to do it. That'll be us for the night. And then Saturday we are a local show. We come back to Essex. It's WrestleForce. It's a Halloween special. This one, again, I haven't been to a WrestleForce show for probably about 3-4 years. We went with our mutual friend as well for that last time. But I haven't been to one of these Halloween ones, and I've been told, I have it on good authority, that these ones are normally pretty decent.
Oh yeah, they're good. I enjoy them.
Yeah, do you normally go to the Halloween specials, or is that?
I've been to a couple of them. Yeah, it does go a little more all out on the theatrics. So we'll see who they've got involved this time around.
Fair enough. So that's on the Saturday. That'll be on the 26th. On that one, and I mean, it's not like the sort of who's who of wrestlers that are normally there on these ones, but they give it their all. There's no doubt about that for these shows, so you're always going to get something. And
it's a proven thing now that you never know who will be the next guy, so no doubt there's someone working their arse off down there who's due something,
and it goes to show how good the reach is now for them as well. So it's a late evening show. It starts at 7:00. And myself and Matt will be there. Actually, with our the guys from Neon Nights, the venue that we use, they are hopefully going to come down with us as well. Give a shout out to them. And if you are into arcades and anything of that nature, and you're in Essex, come down to Neon Nights Arcade. And only next door, you've got the Retro Hunter. So it's like a double whammy. If you're into games and then you want to buy old games, and believe me, this is a shop. It's not like, I'm not talking about your typical market Dan, where the games come all scrappy or anything. These are like properly done things. Anything he accepts has to be in very good quality and good condition. And even myself and Matt, we've gone in there a few times and we're always like blown away by just some of the stuff there. It's like being in the internet. But it's all in front of you.
It's the original, legit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Number one product. It's not an emulator or anything. No emulators.
Yeah. So if you're into the original copies and things, this is a place you'd want to go. And Neon Nights, literally pay one fee and you play as much of the arcades as you want in the day. Check that out down in Leon C. So come and visit if you are into retro arcade games. Great place to come. And then on Sunday, moving on to that, I'm going to be at DKW. For another Halloween show. I know we've got a Rumble coming up. Sam Dufresne, the guy that told me to keep my mouth shut, is in action. So